full football echo, the pink, as much a part of the Merseyside derby as the game itself. This latest edition reports on a Liverpool win, a win that took them back to the top of Division 1. But now all the attention switches to the next derby. Both clubs are desperate to win Sunday's FA Cup tie. The importance of the result of any derby can't be measured, and it's the same now as it's been over the years.
Everton and Liverpool have met 13 times in the FA Cup, but one fifth-round tie in particular in 1967 was a tie worth swapping your car for. Everton sold just under 65,000 tickets, Liverpool another 40,000 for a closed-circuit TV relay to Anfield. In all, 105,000 turned out, making it the best-attended FA Cup tie outside Wembley. Everyone had something to say about this game.
Good evening. On Saturday, Liverpool play Everton in the fifth round of the Cup, a major confrontation in anybody's language. Now, within the last week, I've spent a couple of days in Merseyside with Hugh McIlvanney of The Observer, and since up there you've just got to commit yourself one way or the other, he joined the Liverpool camp, and I attached myself very firmly to Everton, and it became rapidly clear to both of us that if ever there was a king-size football match, this is it. Everton, the millionaires. Money no object, their chairman has said. In fact, between 1960 and 64, £500,000 was spent on 18 players in an attempt to gain supremacy in the league. Their manager, Harry Catterick, a former player.
Today, £500,000 might get you the left leg of a reserve right-back, but Everton's aspirations remain. Recently, the squad of 91 have been going well. Current manager Howard Kendall is a former Everton player who's still in love with the club.
Liverpool are every bit as rich, and recently they've been more strikingly successful. Their manager, Bill Shankly, one feels that if football had not existed, he would have invented it.
The Liverpool squad of 91 are multi-talented and multinational. Winning has become a habit. Those who've inherited the red shirts are charged with ensuring continuity. Kenny Dalglish holds the reins on the Shankly-built dynasty, a Scot who adopts a lower profile but demands the same results.
Well, on Saturday, the noise of this collision of strength will be made up of a great many individual voices. Two of them live here in Claudia Street, just a couple of blocks from both grounds. Here at number 101, Mr. Bill Etherington, who during the World Cup competition here chalked his piece of pavement blue.
But over on this side of the street, at number 110, Mr. Wally Stone made a more lasting record of his loyalty to Liverpool. Mr. Stone painted his section of the pavement an aggressive red. Well, Wally, do you expect to be doing a little more painting after Saturday's result?
Oh, yes, definitely.
You're convinced that this one will work out all right?
Yes, I think Liverpool will beat them.
How bitter is your rivalry with Mr. Etherington across the road?
Well, it's not bitter on my part, but let's say Mr. Etherington, if Everton win, will be laughing for about 12 months.
Will you be crying for 12 months, do you think?
No, well, I mean, you just put it down to Evertonians' ignorance.
Does it involve the wives? Are they as bitter as you are?
Well, not really, but if Everton win, well, I mean, Nelly will naturally be upset, but if Liverpool win, Mrs. Etherington will most probably not speak to Nelly for 12 months, because she's a funny woman.
Is it bad at times, though, say, when Everton have lost a game on a Saturday night?
Oh, yes, very bad.
What happens then?
Well, he usually sends his young lad over to smash the windows.
There's not much left of Claudia Street as it was in 1967. Of course, things change. Half of it is now mere green. But in what remains of Claudia Street, there may be new bricks and new houses, but the old traditions live on. The friendly rivalry between the two sets of supporters hasn't changed one little bit.
There's not many Liverpoolians then when they get beat. But when they win, they all come out. They all come out, well, we've won. All like that. But when they don't win, they go to ground. Like all the wins, you know.
The lad next door got one, he won't show his face. You know, I won't show my face. If Liverpool gets beat, the door won't get open. He'll be banging on the door for me to open it, but I'll be doing the same to his, but no chance until tomorrow. The door will get open tomorrow.
Well, he must have got out outside of the bed, mustn't he? As I say, we only want a result next Sunday. Well, one result today, I hope. Everton win, Liverpool get beat. Next Sunday, they get beat again. And we're at Wembley.
That is John Barnett.
And I think he's
an Evertonian, and he's also a referee.
I think it gives you a little bit of criticism.
Yeah.
We let you have this one today. We win this one next week.
Think so.
There.
So what would your message be to John before this FA Cup derby?
Under Shankly, even a half-hour practice match is competitive, especially if he plays.
The late ball, Ronnie.
We aim to play football in threes or maybe in fours, he says. No man is ever isolated. He's worked in England for well over 30 years, but the voice is harshly Scottish.
Jerry's gone now, Willie. Good ball.
Ian St John, another Scot, is a Liverpool folk hero. He's also one of their best players, mobile, constructive and tireless in midfield. He is in fine form, an omen for Saturday.
Shankly would use fair means or foul to win five-a-sides. Dalglish loves competition too. Five-a-side, 11-a-side, anything you like aside. He wants to win. To help him, he snatched David Speedy from under the noses of Everton. Like St John, he's a fiery Scot. And Sir John would approve of the pace he's shown out of his Anfield blocks. 3 goals in 2 games.
Catterick is at pains to point out that despite the millionaires tag, Everton have had great success in encouraging local talent to join the club, if, that is, their fathers are Everton supporters. Nevertheless, he would be the first to admit that many of his hopes are pinned to the success of Alan Ball, a World Cup player and an immense purchase from Blackpool at £110,000.
Kendall can still pass the ball, but replacing Alan Ball in the Everton midfield is Stuart McCall. Both owners of the number 8 shirt, both with red hair. People will make comparisons. Sunday's game is a major challenge. Derby matches always are.
Well, it's a severe test for both teams. And we have coped with many severe tests in the past 5 years. And we think we are able to cope with any test.
Well, obviously, there's always a great deal of tension about any derby game. This one, to my mind, is going to be no more important within the city than any other. But nationally, it has a greater significance because it's an FA Cup tie.
Now, recently you asked your players for more passion and commitment. Are you satisfied with their response of late?
Well, I think that's the issue in asking anybody if they're wearing a red shirt to be passionate and committed. If they're passionate and committed, the ability they've got here will take a good team to beat them, if any. So, as long as we get ourselves prepared properly and mentally and physically, then we're going to have a chance. And if we don't do that, then we'll suffer.
They'll know that they're going back to the place that they played the previous week, and they know that possibly some of them didn't do themselves justice. Others will be looking to maintain the form that they showed last Saturday. It can't come too quickly now. I mean, you know, it's just a pity it's not tomorrow.
And so on Saturday, Merseyside bars its doors to the rest of the world to settle its own very personal issues. But perhaps you, as a Scotsman, you'd be prepared to commit yourself.
I am prepared to take a chance. I think too many people have been over-impressed by the evidence of creakings at the heart of this very successful Liverpool team. I think they're going to win the tie and win it quite clearly. But of course, you could hardly expect me to say anything else. I've been speaking to William Shankly.
Well, it's a brave man that predicts the result of any Merseyside derby. Actually, in 1967, it was Everton who won the FA Cup 5th round tie. 1-0 the score, Alan Ball the scorer. 24 years on, the FA Cup represents Everton's last chance of winning a major trophy. Liverpool atop a Division 1. Their hunger for success insatiable. And all that does is reinforce the unpredictability of the Merseyside derby and makes Sunday's contest even more fascinating.